Welcome back. I'm Bob Laliberte from theCUBE Research, joined once again by Zeus Kerravala from ZK Research. Now, we've covered the Fabrix.ai platform in some incredible agentic use cases. Now it's time to hear from the people putting it into practice. This session's all about customers and business value, how enterprises are using Fabrix.ai to drive measurable outcomes and what they've achieved so far.
Thanks, Bob. We're actually going to hear now firsthand from Fabrix.ai leadership and from customers who are operationalizing AI, improving reliability, security, and service quality. We're going to be joined by Satyan Raju, CDO of Fabrix.ai, Tejo Prayaga, VP of Product Management, and a few customers who have been early adopters of the platform. Satyan, Tejo, great to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to be here.
Thank you for inviting us. Nice to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Satyan, let's start with the big picture. From your vantage point as the Chief Development Officer, what are the top business outcomes customers are pursuing when they adopt Fabrix.ai?
So we see customers adopting to our full stack agentic platform to drive clear, measurable business outcomes. And let's take a look at some of them. The first one is reducing operational complexity. Most enterprises still rely on too many disconnected tools for observability, ITSM, and automation. Our enterprise-grade platform unifies all these environments through an integrated and AI data fabric that adds context and intelligence across the stack. The second one is a faster MTTR and stronger resilience. By correlating signals across domains, our AI agents can detect, diagnose, and even fix issues in minutes instead of hours. We had a recent example I wanted to share, right? We saw this, with a customer who had an outage on a business critical production application. Our RCA agent identified a flapping network switch as a root cause and provided insights for immediate remediation, even though the logs were not fully enabled across all devices. That speed was possible because of our full stack cross-domain correlation, powered by our AI and data fabric. And finally, it's about trusted automation. Teams that need confidence that AI decisions are explainable, auditable, and secure.
Yeah, Tejo, I'd like to know from a product perspective, when you talk to customers, what KPIs are they tracking and how are they defining success once they start operationalizing their AI environments?
Well, that's a great question. Building on what Satyan shared, from a product perspective, we are seeing customers move beyond just the operational metrics. And this is where we see three key themes emerge across the enterprises. First is the AI adoption and trust. Here, customers want to treat AI adoption as a KPI. They want to track the percentage of RCA runs where the AI recommendations were accepted, or even team-level AI adoption rates, and how often AI agents are invoked and trusted. These numbers are really reflecting the growing confidence in AI-assisted operations. Second one, the AI efficiency and observability. Right? Enterprises want the same kind of visibility into AI that they would expect from any other production system. Right? And these are the metrics like model accuracy, inference costs, latency, and success rates. It's all about understanding how efficiently and transparently AI is performing. And the third one, it comes down to productivity and team expertise and experience. Here, we are seeing much better coordination across teams because they are operating with that shared context. People are making faster and more confident decisions with the AI, helping them cut through the noise. So overall, organizations that are really winning with AI are the ones that treat AI as an embedded teammate. And honestly, this is where we are seeing some of the most exciting customer stories unfold right now.
Yeah, I think that's great. And what's really nice about it is it's not just about the performance metrics, it's about empowering teams, it's about improving time to decision. And I think that's a great setup for our next part, which is hearing directly from the customers who are seeing these benefits. So next up, we'll hear from InfoShare, Tata Communications, IBM Consulting, Genpact, and Saudi Telecom. So let's welcome our customers.
Hi everyone, Tejo here, VP of Product Management at Fabrix.ai. I'm delighted to be joined by Satish, CEO of InfoShare Systems. Satish, thanks for taking time from your busy schedule to share your insights. You bring a strong customer pulse and the real world operational insights. Great to have you here. Let's jump in. Could you start by introducing yourself, your role at InfoShare Systems, and how you first got involved with Fabrix.ai?
Certainly. But before that, thanks for having me here today for this event. My name is Satish Verma, and I'm the CEO of InfoShare Systems. We specialize in cybersecurity consulting and managed security services. Our team focuses on proactive threat detection, scalable cloud defense, secure AI adoption, and end-to-end governance to meet today's evolving cybersecurity needs. How we do that is through our in-house products and services that include AI security, vulnerability assessment and pen testing, cloud security, SOC monitoring and endpoint protection, DevSecOps, and as well as audit and compliance. We tailor these services to our clients' needs by integrating many security tools, and we use multiple systems. InfoShare is a 26-year-old company headquartered here in the US with teams across US and in India. Our clients' base is spread across industries, primarily in regulated industries like finance, healthcare, and high-growth enterprises. I very vividly remember we met Fabrix a few years ago at a trade show, Tejo, and
Yes,
have been in
absolutely. I still
interaction since
remember
then.
that. Yes.
We started with a small automation project, if you remember, using
Yeah.
bots and pipeline capabilities back then. We built a single pane of glass for our SOC monitoring projects. And then over the past 6 to 8 months, we have been working on building agents using the Fabrix's AI platform for security use cases. That's our journey.
That's great. That's great. I still remember, how we got started with that automation project, and it's great to see that it being a successful project. Now, shifting gears to the agentic AI, what was the challenge that you were trying to solve when you engaged with Fabrix AI, especially on the agentic AI side?
So InfoShare has a strong managed security practice, but many of our processes are still fragmented and are manual and sometimes slow. We wanted to speed up the process, and we want to onboard more projects and clients, reach new markets, and make our delivery more consistent. Of course, the end goal is always to give our clients deeper and actionable insights. So anything that helps do this will help. Traditional tools and automation wasn't doing enough for us to scale, and especially for advanced risk scoring or recommendations and things like that. That's when we turned into the agentic and Gen AI platforms and teamed up with you guys.
That's great. That's great to hear. And this is the consistent theme that we are also seeing across the customers, is where
I'm sure
they have the automation and they want to take it to the next level and bring some autonomous decision-making capabilities into their practice. Right. That's great. And what stood out about Fabrix AI approach? Right? And was there any special aha moments during this journey where you observed, hey, this is different. This is now we are going from reactive to a proactive mode.
So, we didn't want a rigid one-size-fits-all solution when we are evolving our products and our services. And what really stood out with the Fabrix is the flexibility. The platform is very easy to build agents with and tailor our needs and adapt to our evolving customer needs as we grow. Some of the features like guardrails, built-in guardrails and observability, the rich context management, they really gave us confidence that we can scale with this platform from the pilots that we did to the agents that we built now. You asked me about an aha moment. I can probably share that with the Recon agent. If you remember, we did the reconnaissance agent. And
it's one of my favorites too.
it was right on, proactively spotted risks and came up with suggested fixes. All this in a very short time. That's when I think we knew we are not just triaging faster, getting things done faster, but we are staying ahead of those challenges and problems.
Yeah, so just to double click on that, how was the overall integration process? Was it easy to get onboarded with Fabrix AI, and were you able to fit the platform into your existing processes?
So onboarding was, I would say, pretty straightforward for us. The
Mhm.
platform integrated seamlessly into our existing tool set. For example, with IBM QRadar, ServiceNow, Manage Engine, or Sophos, those kinds of tools. It was pretty seamless. Deployment was quick.
Mhm.
We didn't need a lot of training either. Our teams were up and running fast. The interface was also very intuitive, and of course, support from your team helped us really well. It fit right into our workflows, no disruption, just immediate value.
That's nice. Great to hear. And
Mm.
let's get a bit more specific. Were there any KPIs or outcomes that you were measuring with these AI agents?
Of course, without measurement, without metrics, I mean, it's going to be very hard to do business. And as you can see in the news, there's a lot of talk about ROI. I can start with the recon agent and the recon tasks, right? This was traditionally a set of repeated tasks that we need to do manually and some automated scripts. When we did the reconnaissance on public-facing assets, it used to take days, even with
Right.
automation. The scripting helped us maybe 30%, but the real bottleneck was risk scoring and the next steps on what to do and things like that. With the agent that we built, including the final report, it took probably a few minutes, maybe 7 to 8 minutes, which really stunned us, to be honest. On if we can see such results in just one agent, kind of what 90% ROI, then we can just imagine how much ROI can be yield with other agents.
That's nice. Great to see that kind of numbers, and this is
Yeah.
consistently that we are also seeing across the customers with the agent AI agents, significant ROI
Yeah,
outcome.
isn't it mind-boggling
Yes,
the things that we can do with agents?
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So beyond the numbers, I'm kind of curious to see how has the platform changed the way your teams collaborate.
Hmm, definitely. Our teams now collaborate, I would say, using the shared agent-driven dashboards and playbooks to keep things much clearer and be on the same page. So the handoffs are smooth, keeping everyone on the same page. Agents handle the initial data enrichment and recommendations now so that our SecOps team can focus on what's important and what matters, validations and exceptions and things like that. So it shifted us from chasing tickets to driving real outcomes, onboarding much more faster, and we are able to increase our capacity, to be honest, and take up more projects within the same amount of time.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's shift gears to the future. You have
Mhm.
already seen measurable success internally within your organization. Now, where do you see this journey going forward, right? Where is the next wave of value going to come from this Fabrix AI platform and this joint partnership?
So we started off using agents for productivity, obviously, but now we slowly started bringing them in front of our clients and customers, and we are seeing that they're excited too, that we have included AI and agents into the overall service. We are very excited on our flagship product, our internal product called VMAS, Vulnerability Management as a Service. We are building a 2.0 version, which is driven by agentic platform, obviously using Fabrix And our clients can now, with this newer version of VMAS, interact in natural language, run assessments on demand, create custom reports and dashboards in a very self-serviceable manner. It's a scalable solution that we are building, which is applicable for both mid-market and enterprises. Honestly, I think this is just the beginning
Yes,
of our
absolutely.
journey. We have done a lot of work, but I still think that there's so much that we can do with the platform.
Absolutely, and even I am super excited about the VMOS 2.0 launch. It's going to be great
Yeah,
for
sure.
your
It's coming up.
organization and for your customers also.
Yeah.
So again, Satish, thank you so much for sharing your time and insights. It's always valuable to hear directly from leaders like you who know
My
the
pleasure.
customer pulse and also the realities of operations. For
My
everyone
pleasure.
watching, if you are exploring the move from reactive to agentic AI with measurable outcomes, we would love to collaborate with you. Satish, looking forward to working together on this next chapter. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Hello. Hey, welcome, Venkat. So excited to have you on this conference, co-hosted by Fabrix and ZK Research and SiliconANGLE. Right. So I'll let you introduce yourself and then we can conversate for next 10, 15 minutes on how you kind of, work with us as a partner as well as a customer.
Sure, Shailesh, glad to be here. And we've been working for quite a few years now together, and it's been an amazing journey. So, my name is Venkat Raghav. I am a partner, a CTO, and a global offering leader for AI Ops, IT automation, and DevSecOps at IBM Consulting. So, I lead, a global team where we build offerings, we take it to market across the globe. So, work with clients around the world from Japan, Australia, all the way to US and Latin America region. So, and in that journey, we have both partnered with you. We have, kind of been a client for you as well. So it's been a good journey. And yes, it's good to be here and talking to you today.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Venkat. Again, thanks for taking the time, right? And clearly, as you rightly said, we've been working together for quite some time. It's been a great partnership and a journey. And clearly, you've been talking to several customers. Obviously, IBM is on the forefront of
Mhm.
agentic, right? With your portfolio, with Watson and
Yeah.
other capabilities of what you guys have. How do you see agentic unfolding, right? I mean, there has been almost an hockey stick growth in last 9 months or so, right? How have you
Yes.
been seeing agentic unfolding, particularly globally, but also in some of the APAC regions?
So, agentic, is something I think the last thing that I saw, that grow like this, like you just mentioned, the hockey stick way, was during, I think, the internet days, the social media days, right? With agentic AI, I think it kind of has taken off. It has very quickly replaced generative AI as well, right? So most of the clients that I talk to, that doesn't depend on what kind of maturity they are, because the other forms of AI. So we have also been working with clients for the last few years, I would say at least 3 to 4 years, on AI related transformation, especially in the IT operations area. It came down to how mature they are or how ready they are. Agentic AI kind of also closes the gap there. So that's another reason why, all the clients of ours and the entire industry is trying to see how they can embrace agentic AI and move with that. And moreover, it also, with IBM also building quite a lot of capabilities through watsonx. We have our own Granite models, right? We have our own products, right? The product suite that's coming, and with Red Hat also growing. So, it's becoming more and more a valid reason for us to also shift quickly to agentic AI, and not just take our clients, but also within our IBM as an organization, also bring agentic AI in as many portfolios as possible.
Yeah, no, I think that's great to know, right? And so you've been with us, we've been working together, right from the observability to AI journey, right? And agentic in that sense is different because it kind of takes care of what I call the last mile problem, right? With
Yes.
AI, if somebody had to interpret a dashboard, they had to look at ticket, whereas those things are now eliminated with agentic ops or agent ops or however you want to call it, right? What are the opportunities and challenges you see? Because as much as there is promise of LLMs, these are still stochastic processes, right? So these are
Right.
non-deterministic processes. So you got to have those right guardrails and so on. What are you seeing in particularly from a challenges perspective as well as opportunities perspective?
So let me start with the challenges itself, right? Like you just said, guardrails, the compliance, the governance aspect of any AI solution becomes extremely important. So far, we did not have any technology as such that would autonomously not just run through a process but also make decisions on its own. With Agentic AI, we've have that capability as well. Now, in regulated markets, so right? We work with US federal as well. We work with federal agencies. We work with public sectors, the government agencies, etc., and across the world. And the challenges are, quite a lot. First of all, I think people think of Agentic AI as something that anybody should be able to pick up and run with, without even considering the 9 yards of, from a compliance, governance, scalability, and all of that standpoint. So that is one, perception where a strong foundation or a framework is needed to build the agents that we are talking about. Building agent is itself not a problem, but what is it built on? What's that foundation like, right? And especially in that area, I would see quite a lot of challenge. There is, both training, knowledge sharing, and enablement that is required to be done as we go through this journey. The other is also, people looking at it more like, I'll come from an employability standpoint as well, because people are looking at it more like, hey, you know what, this can take away my job, or this will take away my job. And that brings in a cultural aspect. So the adoption within enterprises are also not at that level of it should be, rather than looking at it from a shifting your skill set, then taking away your job should be another. There are many other challenges. Of course, I just highlighted a couple of them.
Yeah,
Opportunities are numerous,
yeah,
right? I think I know, at least this year, I've worked very closely with, partners such as you, and also some of the other, market leading products, right? But, I know how you have been focusing on building that foundation and the framework, not just providing, I would say, a canvas to just build agents, right? So, building that foundation and framework becomes the most important. That's where most of the opportunity lies, actually, because that's where most of the large enterprises are struggling. And, if we together can, build that foundation right, so that today it could be agentic AI, tomorrow something else, because we've seen in the last 2 years how we've evolved through this AI journey. So I think that is where we need to really be careful, and that's a great opportunity as well at the same time.
Yeah, no, I think you're just spot on, right? So, I mean, we call this, AI value gap, right, or agentic value gap. And really, I mean, there's a lot of AI projects going on at an individual personal level, right? But they
Mm.
have not really translated into real company-wide outcome, right? I mean, this has been cited in a lot of these reports like MIT and BCG and so on and so forth. And we contribute this to three major kind of pillars, right? Very similar to what you outlined. So first
Mhm.
is, the organizational change management, right? When you're bringing in a digital workforce, right? How do you handle that? The second is what I call it as an AI debt, right? I mean, it could
Mm.
be technical debt, it could be, data debt, it could be governance debt. And the third one is operationalizing AI, right? I mean,
Mhm.
yes, how do you operationalize this, make it easy for even citizen developers, right? And that's what we are focused on. So I think that those insights are great, right? And again, kind of a follow up to that. So clearly, you are in a very unique position because you work with us as a partner as well as a customer as well, because you
Yes.
want to kind of launch your own services. So the first part of the question is, hey, how what is IBM Consulting's strategy when it comes to agentic ops? And let's talk about, first of all, about the partnership aspect, right? Where do you see Fabrix kind of filling in or complementing your strategy, right? So, and then we'll take the second separately.
Yeah, so I will focus on IBM Consulting because Shailesh,
Yeah,
IBM has
yeah,
its own product
correct.
division.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah, yeah,
we have quite a lot of products within our product suite as well.
yeah.
But from a consulting standpoint, right, our leader, Mohammed Ali, since he's taken over, is very, very clear that most of the services should be, asset driven, offerings driven. Right, that the entire consulting should be asset or offering driven. So with that in mind, we've built this platform called IBM Consulting Advantage. Now, IBM Consulting Advantage was a complete generative AI when it started, generative AI based platform, and now we are building a lot of agents as well, calling it ICA for AI, Agentic AI. Now, that is our basically the strategy is to ensure that we do not go to a client and ask them to, kind of rip and replace everything that they have within their landscape or all the
Right,
investments that they've made. For us, it is about how do we build on top of what they have by ensuring that we enable a strong foundation for them
right,
so that they can seamlessly transition and integrate with other systems. And within the ICA framework, from an AI ops, right, as offering leader, I can tell you that we've also built an asset called IBM Consulting AI Ops.
right,
Now, this sits within ICA and then, again, connects to all and integrates with all the other external systems.
right,
And one of the biggest differentiation that we bring with this asset, which is IBM Consulting AI Ops, is the fact that we look at the stack end to end, right? Business process all the way down to infrastructure, servers, everything else. And when we started our journey with Fabrix, we were focusing more on, how can we ensure we, do the asset intelligence part, the discovery part, the service discovery. That's where we started, right? Then it came to observability.
right.
And
Yeah,
as we speak, we're talking about agentic AI. And that is exactly where we want to partner, and that is where we are seeing the sweet spot here, right? How Fabrix.ai can bring that layer for us for that seamless integration, helping us, as we move set up that foundation, right, through the agentic framework that you bring in. And how can we then take the other product suite, right? Apart from that, we have also for a few clients taken Fabrix.ai separately, right, as an end-to-end platform in itself. So not just plugging it in, but also taken it end to end. So these are some of the areas, and I have to really tell you, Shailesh, not because I'm talking to you through this channel here, but I've worked as part of my life as a offering manager. I work with quite a lot of products, right? Especially the leaders in the space, and the velocity and agility in which Fabrix.ai has come up to speed and gone beyond what the market requirements are is truly amazing. And the way you kind of work with us and make sure that you bring in the client perspective, because that's where from a consulting standpoint that's what we bring. Most of the products will only look at it like a product, but we look at it like our client requirement. So I think these are the areas where we really come together, and we've done quite a lot of magic in multiple client engagements.
yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that sentiment, Venkat, right? And you're clearly, I mean, we have clearly come a long way and we have worked together, right, for a long time. So it clearly shows in your sentiment and you've seen us the innovation happening in the company and at the
Yes.
product level. So that's great. So that's the partner side. And then if I understand, as a customer, you're also willing to kind of provide some of this as services, whether it is Advantage or just Fabrics, right? The asset intelligence capability. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Yes. So, within IBM, we do provide all these assets that I spoke about earlier as a service as well, right? And, to our clients, and, use it as client zero for ourselves also. So, we are trying to see, how we can adopt the agentic framework from Fabrix.ai to ensure that, our own, engineers, it could be, developers within IBM, again, like I said, the people who are working within the internal organizations or for the clients, how do we bring in that productivity, that innovation, right, so that they can work not just by using your product, but work with your engineers as well in a kind of a integrated squad model. That we've been trying to do over the past, at least this year, I would say. So internally, we want to make Fabrix.ai become one of, I would say, a consistent, right, layer within the asset frameworks that we are building as IBM Consulting.
Yeah. No, I think that's great insight, right? And clearly, you kind of outlined how we complement. You have a very broad portfolio as well, right? But there are certain areas where we can add value. I think from a go-to-market perspective, can you talk a little bit? How big is your team? Do you have global representation, right? Clearly, as part of IBM Consulting, and are you talking to all your broader go-to-market team about our joint solution? Can you just add a little color on that, if you can?
Yeah. So, this is how we are organized, right? Like I said, I'm part of a global organization. I lead the offerings globally. So every region, right, every geo and every market within the geo has their own go-to-market teams, right? So that kind of dotted line reports into, the offerings, right, which is us, me and Minakshi. And when we talk about, enabling our go-to-market people and how they kind of show up in front of a client and what are the differentiators that we bring, um, you know our main idea is to ensure that we do what is right for the client based on the client's requirement, right? We are not leading our discussions with the client saying, what, you have to only buy IBM products or whatever, right? And more often than not, like I told you earlier, it is about, a lot of large enterprise clients are still not yet ready for that, deep dive into agentic kind of, transformational framework. And to ensure that we get them there, we partner with organizations like yourselves, like Fabrix, to ensure that we can accelerate that journey to setting up that foundation and quickly bring them on to the agentic AI discussions, right? And that's how we, from a go-to-market globally,
Yeah.
that we operate. And
Yeah.
we want to ensure that we build that narrative as well, so that our clients understand that we're doing what is right for them rather than just trying to see if we can push our products through, right? That's not the intent.
Yeah, no, I think that's great insights, right? So as you rightly said, it's really about fulfilling the client's needs, right? Then rather than forcing a portfolio onto them, right?
Yeah.
So that's the right way, and it's really at the end of the day the customer wins. So this was great, Venkat. Thank you so much for sharing insights, right? And looking forward to many more years of partnerships and wins and building this business, obviously in APAC, but also globally with you.
Absolutely, Silas. Looking forward to it as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, those were certainly some great stories conveyed by your customers. And I'm just wondering, Satyan, are you seeing similar adoption patterns across other enterprises, especially around AI-driven remediation and contextual decisioning?
Across the industries, whether it is financial services, telecom, healthcare, or technology, the goals are almost same. Everybody was looking for faster resolution, fewer false alerts, and smarter and more contextual decisions. But while the goals are similar, the pace of adoption looks little different for each industry. Telecom is clearly leading the way. They deal with massive data volumes and complex infrastructures. So AI-driven remediation delivers quick and visible value for them. On the other hand, regulated industries like healthcare, financial services are moving more carefully and for a good reason. Their top priorities are data security, privacy, and compliance. The good news is that at Fabrix.ai, our platform already has a strong guardrails for data privacy and protection. So this gives the customers confidence that they can adapt safely if they choose to do it. So regardless of the industry, the direction is clear. Everybody is moving towards contextual AI-driven operations. The only difference is the speed at which they get there.
Yeah, Tejo, I want to come back to you and tell me, How does customer feedback like this influence your roadmap? Are there capabilities you've expanded or accelerated because of what you're learning from the field?
Well, that's an interesting question. From a product perspective, our roadmap really reflects what we are hearing from our customers. They want AI that's deeply useful, easy to adopt, and is seamlessly embedded into existing operational tools and processes. So we have shaped our roadmap around three big areas. First, we are enhancing our native agentic AI capabilities. We are making agent creation and handoffs as smooth and fluid as possible. We are embedding AI right into all user interaction touchpoints, like storyboards, dashboards, and widgets. So the experience feels fully integrated. And our customers want to actually build their own agents, particularly in different domains and industries like storage or security operations. And this is where we are providing Agent Studio. And the second one is we are enabling our AI agents to work seamlessly with the data that resides in external systems across the full stack, whether it be Splunk for logs or VMware for infrastructure, which we are already doing it, and now we want to take it even more systems across the stack. The idea is simple. Instead of forcing the customers to move the data around, these agents can actually go and access the data where it lives. And customers love this approach because now it maximizes their current investments and brings AI closer to the data where it lives. And the third area is about working with external agents. We know IT doesn't operate in silos. Every environment has agents from different vendors. And our roadmap here is to enable agent discovery, interoperability, and collaboration through open protocols like Google A2A or Cisco Agency ACP protocol. So really our roadmap is all about making AI practical, connected, and scalable, something that truly powers everyday operations.
Yeah, that certainly makes a lot of sense, and we're hearing more and more about that requirement for open, especially when it comes to the ecosystems, whether it's your technology partners, potentially even your go-to-market partners, wanting to be able to access and be able to interact with those agents. One of the other things we've talked about today is that AI isn't really going to be replacing teams, it's going to be amplifying them. So Satyan, I'd love to get your perspective on that and what maybe differentiates the customers who are seeing the biggest gains from those who maybe aren't.
Absolutely. So I'm going to echo some of the thoughts that Tejo had earlier. But from what we have seen, the customers who achieve the biggest gains, with AI are the ones who treat AI as a core business initiative and not just another side project. It obviously starts with a very strong executive sponsorship, right? When the leadership is fully committed and connects AI goals to real business outcomes, then things tend to get move a little faster. Pilots turn into production and ideas turn into the impact. These organizations also invest in the right AI infrastructure so that their teams can scale confidently. And they define clear KPIs, and whether with the faster resolution times, lower operational costs, or better customer experience. They know exactly what success looks like, and then they track it. And most importantly, they build trust in automation. They create transparency, governance, and clear rules so that teams understand how AI agents can make decisions and feel confident relying on them, right? When leadership, data metrics, trust all come together, that's when we see AI just doesn't simply help teams, but it truly amplifies them.
All right, well, let's shift gears a bit to the future. And Tejo and Satyan, I want to hear from both of you. So your customers that are using the product clearly are getting seeing measurable success. And so where do you see the next wave of value coming from? And talk a little bit about what's on the journey for Fabrix.ai.
So we've already made it simple for customers to create and manage AI agents, and that capability will continue to grow. But the next stage of our journey is about depth and reach. We are building more vertical focused agents, starting with areas like SecOps, government, and federal operations. Where domains where trust, security, and compliance matter the most. We already have strong data protection and privacy guardrails built into platforms, so customers in these regulated industries can confidently adopt AI without compromising their security posture. On the AI Fabric roadmap, we are extending our AI canvas so that customers can connect directly to their own reporting and visualization tools. This gives them the complete visibility into view their insights, outcomes in a way that best fits their business, right? We are also broadening the Fabric ecosystem to support more technology components and integrations. And so as we look ahead, it's about expanding vertically, empowering flexibility through AI Canvas, and connecting the ecosystem to make AI more accessible and impactful across every industry.
Very good. I mean, it's always great to hear directly from the customers who are realizing the promise of agentic AI. We've seen how Fabrix.ai is helping organizations move from reactive operations to proactive autonomous systems, achieving faster outcomes, better resilience, and real business value.
Yeah, I think the numbers and the stories we heard today, Bob, I think prove that AI ops has truly evolved and that enterprises are ready for the agentic era. But I think to be successful, it's all about trust, context, and being able to actually measure the impact of that journey.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. So big thank you to Satyan, Tejo, and all of our customers for sharing their insights. Coming up next, we'll bring it all together with our partners and ecosystem discussion, exploring how collaboration across the industry is helping scale agentic operations globally.